everyone, welcome back to Gracie May's Tarot. So we have a little bit of a different love reading today. We're going to be looking at love advice, love guidance, love messages from your higher self. So you can think of this as like the best version of you. You, if you were living your ideal life, what would you say to you now? So we've got three groups to choose from. So for pile one, we have the orchid hearts. For pile two, we have the fuchsia hearts. And for pile three, we have the plum hearts, the berry. So you can pause the video, meditate on the groups. The timestamps are listed below in the description box, just like always. And it doesn't matter if you're single, in a relationship, in a complicated situation, trying to manifest your soulmate, whatever the case is, we'll be looking at all the messages that come through. All right. I hope you guys enjoy the reading, and I'll see you soon. All right, pile one, for everyone who chose the orchid hearts, welcome to your reading. So we have the 10 of action, which is the 10 of wands in this deck. We have the 9 of cups, or the 9 of emotion, and we have a win-win solution. Okay, so with the 10 of wands here, I will start off for those of you who are single. So your current energy here is reading as someone who is really overwhelmed. You're taking on a lot of stuff, and I'm getting the feeling for a lot of you that you're really just wishing to have a partner who could come in and help you in some area, because you're taking on so much. You're feeling very overwhelmed, and it's gotten to a point to where you're used to it, but at the same time, it's getting old. It's kind of that energy of, I know I can take care of myself. I know I can handle juggling a million things at once, but do I have to keep doing that forever? Like, can't I have someone come in and give me a helping hand? Like, I take care of everyone. It would be nice for someone to take care of me from time to time. Like, do I always have to stand on my own? So it's kind of this wish coming through of someone to stand beside you, someone to be an equal, someone to be a partner, someone to hold your hand in life, whether, even if they're not actually physically coming in and helping you with some of these things, to have that emotional support, or at least someone to be your cheerleader and acknowledge all of the hard work that you're doing. You know, for some of you, you just have really demanding jobs, or you're that friend who is always giving out advice, helping out everyone else, or you're a student who is also working. Like, this is a general reading, so it's gonna vary, but if you chose pile one and you feel like you're a really hard worker and you're overwhelmed and you give to a lot of people and you don't really get a whole lot in return, then this is confirmation that you picked the right group. Now, I will say, for those of you who are in a committed relationship, or you're in a partnership with someone, this is kind of giving the vibe for a lot of you. For those of you who live with someone else, you feel like you do all of the work. So you're the one who is always cleaning, doing laundry. You're the one who really manages all of the household tasks. And if you have children, you feel like you take on the grunt work there. You feel like you're the one who is always helping out with homework, always looking after the kids, making sure they're entertained, making sure they have a healthy meal, stuff like that. Like, you just feel like you're taking on sort of the lion's share of the relationship, whether it's actual practical tasks, like I said, childcare, housework, whatever, it's going to vary, or you feel like you take on the bulk of the emotional component of the relationship. Like, you're always the one to apologize in an argument. You're always the person who compromises. You're always the person who, sort of does the emotional labor. You're the one who basically is more mature in the relationship, and that is getting a bit old. You're tired of always having to be essentially the bigger person. Or, maybe you have a partner who is really emotionally distant, and so you're always the one who is having to bridge that gap. And I think it's just getting old. You're getting very tired. You're getting very run down. So whichever message applies to you, like I said, general reading. But with the 9 of cups, oh, thank goodness, and a win-win solution, this energy is not something that you're going to be staying in. You're going to be letting this go. Okay, so for those of you who are single, 9 of Cups is literally wish fulfillment. I mean, this is pure happiness. So like whatever sort of partnership, whatever sort of love situation you would like to manifest, with a win-win solution, this is coming through. And it's sort of that energy of, remember, the type of partner that you're seeking is also seeking you. So if you remain optimistic about your love life, if you continue to manifest, then this partner will come through. You will have someone who is an equal. You will have a fair and balanced connection. But for you, on your part, your higher self is saying you have to be willing to ask for help. And if you stay in this kind of almost like aggressively independent energy of like, I don't need anybody, well then guess what? The universe is going to leave you alone. You don't need anyone. You keep putting that energy out there. It sort of pushes other people away. I'm getting almost like Queen of Swords, like you're a bit intimidating in that way. And I don't even think it's intentional. I really don't. So that would be something for you to work on. Learning how to ask for help, learning how to nurture yourself, learning how to find balance. Because if you find balance within yourself and you balance your self-care with your work responsibilities, I know time management is difficult, but we have to make time, right? So as best as you can, find that balance within yourself, and then you'll attract a balanced Lord, man, words. You will find a fair and balanced connection with someone else, okay? That'll be the type of partnership that you attract. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship, and like I said, you feel like your partner is not pulling their weight, whether that's practically, emotionally, whatever, they're just not putting in the same effort as you, that is going to be coming to a close, okay? That difficult cycle is going to be ending, and it's sort of going to be a fresh start in the connection. So you're going to be feeling a lot more emotionally fulfilled, and there's going to be a compromise where you both come together, and you no longer feel like you're the only one compromising. They're going to meet you at the table, meet you halfway. Let's get into your oracle cards and find out some more information about this for everyone. Okay, so these are new cards that I got. I'm very excited. We got, oh boy, kids, love can get real complicated when children are involved. Give them the space and time to sort things out and do the right things the right way. So for those of you who are in a relationship, this is a pretty straightforward message. Like I said, for those of you who have children with your partner, like I said, you're the one who's been taking on the bulk of the child care. It's getting old, you're getting tired of it. Your partner is finally going to step up and help you out and understand, like, even if they're the ones who work and you stay at home, they still have to come home and be a parent. It's not like they get to opt out of parenting just because they're the primary breadwinner. That's not an option when you have kids. You both have to help. So that, thankfully, is going to be ending. For those of you who are single, it could mean that you are meeting someone who has kids, and that could be a potentially, like complicated situation. For others of you, you have children, and when you're dating, you're not only trying to find a partner who is a good fit for you, but also someone who would be a good parent to your children. So that's also a possibility. So it's going to definitely, complicate things in the beginning, but with a win-win solution and 9 of Cups, definitely a favorable outcome with this. This is going to apply to fewer of you, but just with this kids card, I'm also getting the message that for those of you who are single and you don't have children, possibly your next partner is going to be someone that you knew when you were young. Now, that doesn't have to mean very young. It depends on what age, what stage of life you're in, but it could mean that you end up with someone that you knew, I would say, college years and younger. So college, high school, middle school, whatever, maybe very young, maybe you end up dating someone that you knew in kindergarten, that you shared your Lunchable with. I don't know, but that is also coming through. Okay, we've got it's not over. Don't turn your back on love. Love isn't easy, not for anyone. You can't push it away just because there's a few bad apples. Keep fighting. So it's not over. Like I said, some of you may be having a fresh start in a relationship that you were previously thinking that you were going to end, or that you were on the fence about. Maybe you were going through a rough patch in your marriage that is ending. Your higher self is saying, don't give up on love. You know, all relationships, even with a soulmate, still take work, still take effort, right? And, you know, love relationships go through difficult seasons. They go through fertile seasons. They go through seasons where there's not much going on. And so you kind of have to ride out those waves, ride out those seasons. You know, love relationships, romantic partnerships have cycles, just like everything else, okay? For those of you who are single, I'm getting the message that you've had a lot of rough relationships in the past, or maybe you had one relationship that really messed you up emotionally, caused some trust issues, caused issues where, you know, people weren't respecting your boundaries. You know, you were giving, and they were just taking. This is saying, don't give up on love. Don't lose your hope. Don't lose your optimism. Keep manifesting. Keep hope alive. Keep believing that, you know, fair, balanced connections do exist. Real love does exist. True love does exist. And, you know, you will manifest that 9 of Cups. You just have to keep believing. You know, even when it's hard, even when it's challenging, I know, keep your faith. Okay, I love this Queen vibe. So you don't have to be a female watching this reading. You can be a male. You can, whatever gender identity you have, doesn't matter. This is just saying that your higher self wants you to embody that divine feminine energy, right? That Empress, Queen energy, okay? So goddess, right? You really stepped up your game. Now let him meet you there. Don't you dare take off your crown for him or anyone. Remember that. So this deck is a bit like heteronormative, I guess. But essentially it's saying, you know, for those of you who are in a relationship, stop giving away your power. Stop accommodating so much. Like, why should that person put in the effort when you keep doing everything? Stop. Like, if you want them to step up their game, then you need to pull back. You can't keep giving and giving and giving, because then that person is used to that dynamic. You have taught them how to treat you. And so if you feel like they're teaching you, if you feel like they're treating you disrespectfully, then you need to teach them a new way of treating you by showing some tough love and being like, I'm not going to keep doing it. I'm not going to keep being in this 10 of Wands. I'm not going to keep doing everything and having you put your feet up and do nothing, whether that's practically or emotionally. I'm not going to keep putting in all this labor and, you know, being treated like trash at the end of the day. Like, I can't keep giving you my cup and have an empty cup over here and you're giving me nothing, like with the 2 of Cups. It's meant to be balanced, right? And yeah, there are times when, you know, if your partner's struggling, you do have to step in and help them out more. But, I mean, that goes both ways. When you're struggling, they have to meet you there. They have to help you out, and that's not happening currently. So, you know, even though it's saying don't give up on love, it's also saying don't be a pushover, okay? Like, stand your ground. You know, take some time for self-care. You deserve it. And make them meet you there. Show them that you should be a priority by prioritizing yourself. That's how you do it. Now, for those of you who are single, don't settle, okay? Like, your true love, soulmate, ideal partner, whatever you want to call it, is on their way. But don't settle in the meantime for frog, okay? Like, hold out for the right one, not the one who is right there, okay? All right, let's see what else we have. So we've got Sagittarius, optimism, exploration, and freedom. So Sagittarius brings in Jupiter energy, right? it's the planet of luck. And Sagittarius people are mutable fire. You know, they're very happy-go-lucky. And sometimes with Sagittarius too, it is sort of this like restless energy because of the mutable fire. So I do think some of you, whether you're single or in a relationship, you've been feeling a bit restless. And maybe you've been considering your options. Also, if you're in a relationship and you're unhappy, you know, Sagittarius, a little bit of a wandering eye there. But basically, this value of yourself needs to come in. Retain your optimism, but understand, like, if you are really miserable in your relationship, you're not trapped. Like, you do still have free will. You do still have freedom of choice. I would say, like, for those of you watching, because this is a general reading, if you keep your optimism and you start prioritizing yourself and you hold firm boundaries, if your partner is still not willing to come to a compromise, then yes, walk away. Absolutely. But for many of you, I am seeing that your partner will start, you know, stepping their game up if you embody this queen energy, okay? And Sagittarius women, I mean, they're strong, okay? Think like Nicki Minaj. Like, embody that sort of energy. You know, whether, like I said, doesn't matter what gender you are watching this, that's just the energy that you need to embody, okay? And then I would say also, for those of you who are single, that's just repeating that message of staying optimistic, but also putting yourself out there. You know, Sagittarius is the explorer. They are the traveler. So get out of your house. Like, you know, put yourself out there, be brave, you know, meet new people. Absolutely. And that will help you sort of start to identify, you know, what traits you're resonating with and what traits you're not, right? So you can start to identify, what am I looking for in a romantic partnership? What is going to make me happy? Okay, and then we have Virgo twice, because we have Virgo and we have the 6th house, which Virgo rules. So the 6th house, again, I think a lot of you are in some sort of partnership, whether it's committed or not. It could be just a flaky on and off again relationship, I don't know. But I am getting for a lot of you that you are in some sort of connection. And I say that because we have 2 cards here that to me really deal with our health, our daily routines, our foundation, you know, sort of the practical aspects of our lives. And so I feel like here with Virgo, you have been like very critical of your partner. And I'm not saying it's not justified. It's just, you know, Virgos can have that sort of perfectionist kind of attitude, and because you guys are such hard workers, I do think that you do have some of this Virgo energy. So you might not be a Virgo yourself, but it could be a significant placement in your chart, or alternatively, you sort of attract these people, or you tend to date people who are fixer-uppers. You know, Virgo likes to fix people because they're perfectionists, because they're detail-oriented. Honestly, they're good at it. So, like, Virgo people can point out very easily what someone needs to work on, what is wrong with them. And I say wrong more like it can come off that way, but it's more so I can see what area of growth you need to work on. Let me help you do that. And it comes from a good place. It may not come off like that, but it does come from a good place. So I think because you guys are such hardworking people, you know, you're getting very frustrated with your partner, you know, whether they're not cleaning the house or they're just like, I don't know, not doing well in their career, not taking good care of themselves. I don't know what it is, but it's going to vary since this is a general reading. But I do think there's something related to the 6th house where you are frustrated with your partner, you know, whether it's your living space isn't clean, they're lazy, they're not productive, you know, they're not detail oriented like you. So maybe maybe your partner is this Sagittarius, but you know, they don't plan, they're not as detailed or as scheduled as you, and I think it frustrates you. Or they're not taking good care of themselves, and it's just kind of like, oh, like they just lay around and they're in bed all day, they don't help me do anything, you know, they're not hardworking. You know, maybe they're struggling with their job or they don't have a job. There's just some sort of frustration here that's coming through. Now, I will say, for my single people, you could benefit from embodying this Virgo energy, because in the sense of getting a structured routine, prioritizing your health, you know, really sort of being detail oriented about what can I work on in the meantime of manifesting this new relationship into my life. How can I better myself while I am waiting for this new romantic partnership to manifest into my life? Okay, I think that's all the messages I'm getting here. Okay, so we have Keepers of the Earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. And we have Share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution expression. So like I said, for those of you who are single, get out of your house, get out of your normal daily routine, do something unexpected, do something new to kind of change up your energy. And I know it sounds strange, but sometimes changing up your energy can help you in the manifestation process, because you're trying to manifest something that is different from your current reality. So that could be helpful. And I would say also too, for those of you who are in a relationship, speak up for yourself, stand up for yourself. Your partner's not a mind reader. So, you know, if they're not hearing you, if they're not listening, and if they're not being respectful, then yeah, maybe it is time to walk away, and maybe then they'll realize, you know, what, with how they're messing up, essentially, that you're not going to keep taking, keep taking on all of the work in the relationship and getting nothing in return. Now, I will say also, with this Keepers of the Earth card, if you feel like you're lonely, you don't have any sort of spiritual support, this is just your higher self coming through and reassuring you that, you know, if you keep sharing your voice, you know, pray to your guides, pray to your higher self. If you don't like the word prayer, you know, just speak aloud, whatever you do for your manifestation or your guidance seeking, whatever. Ask for help. You know, I think we got that message early on in this reading. Ask for help, because your higher self and your guides do want to help you, you know. And so if you state clearly what you want, whether that's you want out of this relationship and you want a new partner, you want your current partner to step up and you want to reconcile with them, if you're single and you want a new romantic partner, speak up, state clearly what you want, and it will come to you. Because we did have, again, that Nine of Cups, that wish fulfillment. Okay, embrace your inner divine goddess, like I said before. And we got celebrate yourself, you deserve it. Yeah, I mean, you've just been working way, way, way too hard. You know, and even if you're single, I mean, you've probably been working too hard at manifesting. You probably have done all the work you need to do, and it's time to sit back and just wait for it to come to you, really. So those are just some self-care messages. And then we have boundaries. Yeah, like I said, if your current partner is not respecting your boundaries, if they don't even know what your boundaries are because you haven't stated them, now is the time to do so. And honestly, if you need help with that, maybe practice with a friend, you know, like role play. And if you're single, you know, carry yourself like someone who has boundaries. Carry yourself like someone, because it's always a balance, right? You have to be open to love and be vulnerable, but you also have to hold firm boundaries. You know, if someone is making you uncomfortable, if someone is like pushing you to share details about your past that you're not ready to share, or if they're trying to move the relationship physically too fast, whatever the case may be, you know, hold those firm boundaries. If they're not willing to respect your boundaries, they're not worth your time. If you think about it, people are on their best behavior like early on. When you're dating someone, when you're in the talking stage, they are on their best behavior because they want something, right? Either they want to date you, they want to marry you, maybe they just want to be physical with you, but they want something, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't be talking to you. So if you don't like how someone is treating you in the dating, talking stage, you're definitely not going to like this person later on, because people are on their best behavior. And so I don't mean it to be like, oh, it's all downhill from here. But I mean, if you don't even like the polished image they're trying to sell you, then you definitely are not going to like the real person underneath that like later on. if that makes sense, okay? All right, so I was gonna end with an oracle card, but I totally forgot I had planned on shuffling cards on camera. So let's go ahead. What's going on in pile one's love life? What guidance does pile one's higher self have for their love life? And comment down below if you like this sort of mixture of pre-pulled cards and shuffling on screen. I think it's just the best way to make everyone happy, but just let me know. All right, so pile one, love advice from your higher self. Oh, look at that, reconciliation. Okay, so for some of you, this is a past connection and they're coming back. And that could be, like I said, someone neutral. You know, for my single people, it doesn't necessarily have to be an ex. It could be a former friend, an acquaintance. Like I said early on, it could be someone from your childhood returning when you were younger, college, high school. You know, take that as it resonates. For others of you in a relationship, you know, you've been going through a rough patch and this is a fresh start within your connection. You're gonna find mutual ground. For some of you, this could be an ex. Just take what resonates. Maybe you did break it off with this person and you've come to this reading and your guides are saying this ex could be coming back. You know, it's gonna be up to you ultimately whether or not you take them back. But for those of you who are wanting to get back with your ex, I will say it does look positive from the cards that I'm seeing because we did get a win-win solution and we did get the 9 of Cups. We've got finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. For my single people, I think you've been incredibly career focused and your higher self is saying you need to balance. You know, if you keep focusing on career and working yourself to death, of course you're not going to have time for love. You're not even having time for self-care. And for those of you who are in a relationship, I think, like I said, there's this push and pull between who does the child care and who works. And I think also for some of you, it's just that, you know, you're taking on the bulk of the financial responsibility or the bulk of, you know, the household responsibilities and your partner is not helping out. You know, maybe some of you have an unemployed partner and it's getting on your nerves. Take what resonates. Okay, and we have pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. I think that you all are getting better at this. You're getting better at establishing your boundaries and saying what you will and what you will not put up with. And that's for my single people and that's for my people who are in a relationship, because no matter which group you fall into or like which gray area in between, you have dealt with this and now I think you're coming to a point of clarity and understanding because we got that boundaries card. You're learning what the red flags are and what you will and will not tolerate. Okay. And then on bottom of the deck, we got separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Now don't freak out about this. I think this is more so for those of you who are in a partnership. There is going to be a bit of a break, and that doesn't mean like you move out or you break up. It could just mean for a couple days, maybe you guys don't really talk to each other that much. And that is what wakes your partner up to understanding that you're not going to keep, you know, being treated in a way that you feel is unfair, in a way that you feel is imbalanced. Okay, pile one. Love advice, love guidance, love messages from your higher self. Pile one. Okay, we've got control. So maybe some of you are dealing with a partner where, honestly, I could see this going both ways with this reading because we got Virgo. And like I said, Virgo energy can be a bit controlling. So for some of you, you've been trying to control the relationship and it hasn't been working. You've been sort of being like, why does this person act like this? And trying to make them change and trying to force change upon them, even when it's with good intentions, like you just want them to do better. hasn't been working. Like, you've been going about it the wrong way with establishing your boundaries, because at the end of the day, you can choose how you respond and how you react, but you can't control someone else's behavior. So you could be begging someone to treat you right, and it doesn't matter. Like, you can't, that's sort of like an example of this would be like if your partner has been cheating on you, or if you suspect that they've been cheating on you, or you're worried that they might, and you demand to have like the passcode to their phone, that sort of thing. Like, that's not a healthy way to establish boundaries, because the boundary is, if you cheat on me, I'm gonna leave you. But you can't enforce that boundary by saying, I want the passcodes to all your devices. Like, that's not a healthy way. That's not true trust in a relationship. And if you're with someone that you feel like you can't trust, or if you can't trust anybody, then that's something personally that you need to work on. For others of you, you have a partner that's controlling, and you need to set that boundary and say you're not going to deal with that. Chemistry. Okay, my single people. Yeah, even for those of you in a relationship, you know, if you're watching this reading and you are so done with your partner, then it could be a new person coming in, absolutely, and it could be someone from your past. So like I said, a lot of different situations are watching this, so take what resonates. Flirt, yep, there's some new, fresh excitement, some new love energy coming through. We have differences on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, this is what you're leaving behind. You're finding common ground with that win-win solution. And for some of you, like I said, that common ground may be we need to go our separate ways, and that ends up being the best thing for both of us, because then we find a partnership where we have chemistry and flirt, we have fresh new energy, we have the 9 of Cups, we meet someone who is like a dream come true. So that could be a possibility too, Pile 1. I'm trying to get all possible interpretations here, because I know love can be so complicated, and I know everyone coming to this reading has like vastly different experiences, even if you share the same pile, you know? Okay, so Pile 1, love guidance from your higher self, love guidance from Pile 1's higher self, Pile 1's higher self. Oh, celebration. Yeah, better times are definitely on the horizon. Yeah, your higher self wants you to have more fun. That's coming through so strongly. And listen, I am guilty of that. I will work myself to the bone and think not twice about it. So, yeah, listen, I get that message too. So don't feel bad, Pile 1. It's definitely self-discipline and a strong work ethic are great, but anything in excess can be unhealthy, you know? Motivation. I don't think that you all are ever without motivation. I think it's transforming that motivation so that it serves you. So you can't be just motivated in one area of your life. You know, you have to extend that to all areas, including self-care, prioritizing yourself, stepping into that goddess queen energy, love, relationships, friendship. You have to have motivation across, you know, multiple areas of your life. You can't just be motivated in one area. We have hope. That's optimism coming in again. Keep your optimism, okay? With the rainbow, brighter times are ahead. This is giving me 10 of Cups energy. So, as you know, 10 of Cups is like domestic bliss. It's the happiest card, aside from maybe the Sun card. So, listen. You know, in the traditional tarot, there is also a rainbow on that card. So, definitely brighter times are ahead. Don't lose hope no matter what your current situation is. Bottom of the deck, we have Magical Gateway. So those of you who have been trying to manifest, it is definitely coming through. To end, we'll have a Spirit Cat's message. Balance. So that has been the theme. That has been the theme of this reading. I'm surprised that we didn't get the Temperance card to begin with. Okay, We've got Meet Vero Tiptoe Sky. She can balance perfectly with an inner precision and assurance. She leans one way and then the other, constantly adjusting and learning where her center lies. She understands the dichotomies, work and play, togetherness and solitude, inner reflection and outward expression, striving and letting go, accepting and changing, freedom and discipline, reason and intuition, spiritual expansion and grounding. They go on and on. Let Vero help you see what areas of your life are out of balance and what shifts you can make to return to a graceful equilibrium. So you definitely need more balance between work and play and, your personal time, your self-care, and what you give to others. I would say is the final message I will leave you, Pile 1, from your higher self. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you would like more readings about love or from your higher self, please let me know in the comments down below. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you'll see when I upload. And yeah, take care, Pile 1. I'll see you guys in my next one. All right, Pile 2, for everyone who chose the fuchsia hearts, welcome to your reading. Okay, so we have Letting Go, Helper of Abundance, and we have Be Open to Success. Okay, so there are several messages that are coming through. I will say for some of you, you are very strongly trying to manifest either a soulmate, your next boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, twin flame, true love, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, you are trying to manifest a romantic partner. And luck is on your side. I mean, look at all these shamrocks here with Helper of Abundance. So you are definitely co-creating with the universe here. You are possibly too, I would say for some of you with this Be Open to Success and this Helper of Abundance, you are manifesting someone who is probably going to be a friend first, and then it's going to develop and transform, because we got a loving, kind, and loyal friend, someone with a big heart, quick wit, and endless patience. So that could be you, or it could be the person that you're attracting, but I definitely see there's a possibility with this Be Open to Success card that either you just need to be open to the fact that yes, this manifestation is coming. Yes, if this person sounds too good to be true, too bad, they are true kind of thing. Or it's going to be open to how this manifestation unfolds, because it may be a bit of a journey from friendship to romantic partnership. Now, there's also this letting go though. So for some of you, maybe you've went through a breakup and now you're trying to manifest your true love, or you've recently, you're kind of in an off and on again relationship and you're, trying to let this person go, but, maybe you're open to them returning. It's going to kind of vary. We'll see what more comes through with the oracle cards, but I'm also getting that message. I'm not really, for this group, I'm not really getting the sense that any of you are currently in a committed relationship. With Pile 1, I was getting like all kinds of different possibilities, but for Pile 2, I'm not really seeing that there is a committed relationship here currently, because we got letting go. Could be that some of you are on the fence about breaking up with someone. But yeah, I'm not really getting anyone who's currently in a committed relationship. So if you are, maybe this isn't the right pile for you. But we'll see as we move through. Okay, so we've got Love Struck. Just because you hit a dead end, it doesn't mean you took a wrong turn. The stagnation is meant to increase and deepen your spiritual awareness. We've got Spellbound. Caught up in your spell, just be careful what you wish for. Your manifestation is coming. Is it truly what you want? We got Ego Trip. He knows he missed out on a good woman. His mistake was thinking you wouldn't walk away. Now it's your turn to be chased. And we have Kiss of Love. Your lover's soul met your soul through a kiss. He is yours forever. Don't worry, his soul will find his way back to you. He still feels you. Wow, you guys have a little bit of a messy reading compared to Pile 1. this is not as straightforward. Okay, so I'm gonna go through everything I'm seeing because there's a lot of messages coming through. Okay, so for some of you, like I said, you're trying to manifest true love, but I think for a lot of you, you're trying to manifest your ex back. Okay, and I know, like I mentioned this in pile 1, these cards are a little bit heteronormative in the sense that they're written like they're speaking about a woman, you know, who dates men. So like, please ignore kind of like the gender aspect of this. We're just talking about energy, okay? That's like one limitation of this oracle deck. But anyway, so for some of you, you're trying to manifest your ex back. And this is saying that your ex does regret, you know, how things ended. And they are still very much in love and infatuated with you with this kiss of love. But there's kind of a warning here of, you know, you're manifesting your ex back, and listen, they're coming, they're on their way. But are you sure that this is what you want? You know, your higher self isn't telling you what to do, but they're asking you to make sure this is what you want. You know? And then with the love stuck. I think I said love struck. It's love stuck. With the love stuck, I think some of you are really hung up on your ex and you can't really imagine yourself with anyone else. And your higher self is just saying, well, what would it look like if you were single? What would it look like if you were dating other people? What would it look like if you dated a different sort of type of person? And your higher self is remaining very neutral about this. They're not saying one way or another whether you should take this person back, but they are saying consider it, think about it, you know. And it's sort of that sunken cost fallacy. For some of you, what that means is that you invested so much time and effort and love and energy into your ex that you feel like it's wasted time, and so you're trying to get that time back by getting back together with them. But at the same time, if they're not the right one for you, you're just going to end up wasting even more time and energy and effort and love onto this person. So just make sure this is what you truly want, okay? And I know that's pretty specific, but that's the message that is coming through. For others of you, you know, your ex wants you back, but you could care less. And this kiss of love is some new love interest for you. And it's someone that you manifested with the spellbound card, you know, good or bad. This is the person who came into your life. That I'm not getting as strongly, but that is a message that is coming through. Okay. I kind of, before we get into the pre-pulled cards, I kind of want to stop for a second and let's get some more information. I'm going to use the unicorn crystal tarot, whatever it's called. Okay, let's find out. So for those of you resonating with the ex, wow, what am I doing? Okay, that was like the weirdest shuffle. That was such a non-shuffle. There we go. Okay, let's find out what would happen if pile 1 took their ex back. What would happen if pile 1 took their ex back? Pile 1's higher self. What would happen if pile 1 took their ex back? Oh, wow. Okay, we got Ace of Swords. I feel like your higher self is being a little bit cagey. They don't want to tell you. Okay. So if you take your ex back, we got the Ace of Swords and the 10 of Swords. Yeah, okay. With the Ace of Swords, your higher self is saying connect with your intuition. The answer has already been given to you. Whether or not you want to hear it, that's going to vary greatly depending upon who is watching this reading. And with the 10 of Swords, you've already been through the 10 of Swords if you've been through a breakup. So there is basically your higher self is saying this could go either way. So with the Ace of Swords, it could be a fresh start, a new beginning. With the Ten of Swords, it could be destined that you're going to break up with this person again. Your higher self is saying, is it worth the risk to you? Is the fresh start with this person worth the risk of another heartbreak? That's going to be up to you to decide. They really don't want to tell you. I'm sorry. They don't want to share that with you at this time. Okay, what would happen if pile 2 did not take their ex back? So pile 2's higher self, what would happen if pile 2 did not take their ex back? I hope I didn't say pile 1 before. I'm sorry if I did. Pile 2. What would happen if pile 2 did not take their ex back? Pile 2's higher self. Oh my. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. I was like, oh man. We've got Strength card and the Hanged Unicorn. So you would be looking at this from a higher perspective, absolutely. I think that's why the Ace of Swords came out even over here, because your higher self is saying you've gained a lot of perspective from being separated from this person, and you've learned a lot, and now it's time to connect with your inner strength. I kind of feel like your higher self is wanting you to take some more time to stand on your own and get into that Leo confident kind of energy of, you know, like, I got this, you know, I can always rely on myself. Yeah, I'm kind of getting that vibe from that, absolutely. Okay, let's look at the rest of your oracle cards. We've got Radical Change, Capricorn, and the 4th house. Okay, lots of things here. With the Radical Change, there are changes coming in your love life, whether that's you getting back together with this person, or you being completely done with them, or you've been, you know, like I said, trying to manifest someone, and now this new person is in your life. Take what resonates, but there's definitely radical change coming. And if you have felt stagnant, because sometimes the hanged unicorn or hanged man can be a bit stagnant energy. If you feel like you've been stuck, you have the power to change that with the Strength card. And if you want radical change, be radical change. Start acting differently. Start embodying that energy. And then we have Capricorn. Take some real world steps. You know, take practical action. Don't just sit around waiting for your ex to come back, or don't just sit around thinking about the past. You know, take practical action towards what you want. And then with the 4th house here, you know, it's time to reconnect with family and with friends and people who emotionally support you. The 4th house rules Cancer, so definitely connect with your emotions, you know, do some healing, do some processing, but definitely reconnect with, you know, those who make you feel comforted and those who emotionally support you, whether that's family or friends. You know, reconnect with that inner peace, that inner strength. You know, maybe do something to freshen up your home, change up your energy. It's just kind of asking you. It's interesting too, because Cancer and Capricorn here are opposite signs. So it could be too that, you know, you and your ex were sort of, sometimes with opposite sign relationships, the energy can be a bit unstable, and so it's very passionate, but it can also sort of, you know, you guys trigger each other because you're so different. That's a message that's coming through. But essentially, there's kind of also a repeating theme here from pile 1, where your higher self is just wanting you to have more balance. You know, definitely balance out your intuition and your emotions and your logical side. You know, have balance between those 3 areas. You know, don't make impulsive decisions. Take your time and really think, really reflect, gain perspective, and then you will connect with your inner strength. You will connect with your intuition, and you will know what to do. Also with that Ace of Swords, clarity is coming to you. You know, if you've been really torn, clarity is definitely coming. Okay, we have Star Mother, How can you mother yourself? I definitely associate the 4th house and Cancer with the mother. So definitely a need here to reparent yourself. Be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself, especially if you've been through a breakup. And we also have Anna, grandmother of Jesus. So a lot of divine feminine energy is coming through to support you right now. And it's saying, trust this process. You know, heartbreak is all something that we collectively experience, just like love is. And so, you know, it doesn't have to be romantic heartbreak, but we've all had our hearts broken in some capacity. So this is saying, lay new foundation, build a new home, build a new love nest for yourself. Build a life and a space where you feel strong, empowered, safe, loved, supported, protected. With this divine plan, laying the foundation, seeding the light. How can you mother yourself? Don't rely, even if you do end up rekindling your romance with your ex, do not rely on them to basically fulfill you emotionally without fulfilling yourself emotionally. You know what I mean? Like, you have to take care of yourself too. You know, if you had a difficult relationship with your mom, if you have attachment issues, if you had, you know, just a dynamic where you weren't given that love from either one or both of your parents, don't rely on your partner to fill that void. Like, you have to fill that for yourself. Okay? I think that's everything that's coming through with that. We got stay away from the drama today, so maybe that's a warning for some of you. If your ex doesn't come back as a changed person, if they haven't grown, if they haven't done whatever healing they need to do, stay away. We've got your reality as a reflection of your inner world, so be kind to yourself. Like I said, be gentle to yourself. If you speak negatively about yourself, how can you expect anyone else to have a positive view of you if you can't even love yourself? You know, it definitely takes time. It definitely takes work. But, I mean, why speak negative energy upon yourself so that will manifest externally? Why do that to yourself? We've got set your intentions with heart and soul. So that, again, like, there's a very strong vibe here, like I said, of manifestation. So speak positivity, because your manifestation abilities right now are very heightened. So if you're speaking negatively, it's definitely going to be showing up in your external world. Forgiveness. I think, honestly, this card, it doesn't mean that you're definitely going to be forgiving your ex and taking them back, but it's more so saying the importance of forgiveness in many ways. It's important to forgive your ex even if you don't take them back, or anyone who has hurt you, because that benefits you. You know, you have to be able to let go of the past. You have to be able to heal. You know, it's not for their benefit, it's for your benefit. And then I think also you have to forgive yourself. You know, sometimes we get into this trap where we let someone hurt us, we let someone take advantage of us, and then we blame ourselves. And we get so down on ourselves, like, how could I have been so stupid? How could I have been so weak? Why did I put up with that? Why did I tolerate that? You have to let that go. You have to sort of hug that past version of yourself and be gentle in the way a mother or a grandmother would, right? Be gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Extend that forgiveness to yourself. You wouldn't talk to your best friend like that. I mean, I hope that you wouldn't. You wouldn't talk to your best friend like that, so why would you talk to yourself like that? Be kind to yourself. Be gentle to yourself. You know, you did the best that you could. Maybe you were a little bit naive. Maybe you did have poor boundaries. You know, maybe you did put up with stuff where you should have walked away. You know, maybe you were deceived. Maybe you were easily fooled. That's okay. We all make mistakes. It's just showing you where you can learn, where you can grow, where you can connect and heal yourself. And you're really going to do that by connecting with your divine feminine energy, speaking positivity, setting intentions with your manifestations, and really being mindful of what your inner world looks like and learning how to mother yourself and treating yourself with kindness. Okay, let's get some oracle cards. And I was telling pile 1 too, if you like the shuffling on camera mixed with the pre-pulled cards, just let me know. I had like one random card stuck in there from another deck. I had to get it out. Okay, pile 2, love guidance from pile 2's higher self. Oh wow, that came through quick. Oh my gosh, okay. Wow, you all are split, man. Okay, we got worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. We've got reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. And then we got release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Bottom of the deck, we've got deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Okay. Your higher self is finally, I think that they wanted you to be open to the other messages they were giving you before they said this definitively. Okay. Your soulmate, your true love, whatever terminology you want to use, your future spouse, whatever, they are worth waiting for. And they will come in perfect divine timing. My suspicion is going to be once you have done this healing. Okay? But you need to release your ex. Okay? Even if they come back, which they are coming back, release them. Because your real true love is worth waiting for. Yep, they finally cleared that up for us. All right, let's see. Gonna use the love story oracle. Pile 2's higher self, love messages, love guidance. Pile 2. From their higher self. We got rejection. So yeah, I think that you felt rejected by your ex in the past. Maybe they were the one to end things. But now you have the opportunity to reject them. How petty is that? But hey, what goes around comes around, right? Okay. We've got friendship. Interesting. So maybe some of you too, like, maybe your ex has grown up a bit and maybe you will be able to move forward as friends. For others of you, this new love that is coming in, you're going to start off as friends first. And then freedom. Yeah, definitely release your ex. That is how you're going to be free. Open up. I feel like this friendship card is you're going to be your new love interest who is coming through. They're going to make you feel so free. And you're going to be able to open up to them and feel safe and secure. You're going to be able to be vulnerable with them and not worry that they're going to betray you, hurt you, use it against you like your ex likely did. All right, let's get some fairy messages. Pile 2's higher self. Love messages from Pile 2's higher self. Love guidance. Love advice. Pile 2's higher self. Okay, you were wanting to flip over. Pure intention. Yeah, this new person who's coming through will definitely be someone who states their intentions. You don't have to question them. And I think also with pure intention, that's again, because it says the fairy of manifestation, be careful what you're manifesting. Do you really want to manifest your ex back, or do you want to manifest someone who is deserving of your love, who is deserving of your time, someone who, you know, will meet you where you're at, someone who actually wants to be true? Wisdom. You're wising up. I mean, I'm kind of preaching to the choir. I feel like a lot of you have known this for a while. I think that this is just kind of saying the hard truth and what you kind of already knew. Yeah, this is a very specific message. It's not as general and as broad as pile 1 was. There we go. Okay. You got life energy. You guys got a lot of cards. Yeah, there's definitely brighter times on the horizon. We've got healing. We've been saying that a million times over. And we've got nature signs. Be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continually. So could be that the person who you're manifesting, who is like your true love, who's going to treat you well, not your ex, they're like really into the outdoors, and that's a way you can connect with them before you even meet them in the 5D. And I think also you're just going to be getting signs in nature. I'm thinking you're probably going to be seeing a lot of butterflies to signal transformation in your love life. Okay, so we'll end with a Spirit Cats card. So we got Meat Leaf. Each day he slips outside to meander between the ferns and the flowers. He visits his secret spot where the sun filters down through the leaves in ever-changing shards of light that dance on his fur and warm his soul. No matter the weather, take a moment to step outside and find a spot in nature where it's vast wilderness or tiny patio. Breathe in the fresh, wild air. Feel the great expanse of the sky overhead and the firmness of the earth beneath you. You're a part of the intricate web of life. Allow nature to nourish you and support you and set you free. So you got nature twice here, so maybe you'll be meeting this person when you're outdoors, or maybe this could be where you get signs, clues about this new love that is coming into your life, or it's going to be very healing for you. Being out in nature will help you release your ex. All right, so this was your reading, pile 2. Please let me know in the comments down below if it resonated. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. This is a new community and trying to grow. And yeah, take care, pile 2. I'll see you in my next one. All right, pile 3, for everyone who chose the plum hearts, welcome to your reading. Okay, so I will say this reading is starting off very promising. A lot of positive energy is coming through. We've got the Ace of Abundance, or the Ace of Cups. We've got the Messenger of Action. This refers to the wands in this deck. And we have a happy change. And this here too is reminding me of the Wheel of Fortune, of completion. So for a happy change, it says, your angels have heard your prayers and have banded together to create real and joyful changes in your life. Events begin to move forward and great progress will now be possible. You may need to make some rapid decisions due to the suddenness of activity. So not only is this a happy change, but it's going to come in very quickly, very fast. And this is sort of amplified by the Messenger of Action being here. Anytime we have wands energy, it's going to almost like pour gasoline on a fire. Like, it's fire energy, right? But I mean, pairing these two together, it's sort of an explosion, okay? So very, very exciting. And it says here, be confident and trust the guidance that you receive. So some of you have been getting a lot of signs, synchronicities, a lot of messages from your spiritual team that have been indicating this change coming. And this is a love reading, right? This is love advice from, or guidance from your higher self. So your higher self has been coming through and sending you messages as well. So you could be seeing that as like repeating spirit animals, like signs, like maybe you're seeing a lot of butterflies to indicate transformation. Maybe you've been seeing repeating angel numbers. Maybe you've been seeing 2 a lot, or 10 to signal completion. I say 2 because I'm getting a lot of 2 of Cups energy here as well. You could be seeing repeating ones to indicate manifestation. And then of course we have the Ace of Cups here, so that's literally the card of fresh start. So we have a completion, and then we also have the card of new beginnings in love. So I mean, I'm seeing this as more self-love always, of course, with the Ace of Cups, but there's also, I'm sorry, my cat has the zoomies, and I've played with her so much and she still has not calmed down. But yeah, so we have the Ace of Cups. So like I said, more self-love, but also more love in all of your interpersonal relationships, including your romantic partnerships. So whether you're single or in a relationship, this is a fresh start either within your current connection or with someone new, okay? Now, I also kind of see you, honestly, as this messenger of action, because I feel like you're going to be really brave. You're going to be really courageous. And so, I mean, maybe you are seeing this as, you know, a new romantic interest that is coming through, but as of right now, it may change when we go through the oracle cards, but right now I'm getting the feeling that this messenger of action is you, because, you know, anytime we have any sort of huge change in our life, it requires an adjustment. It requires us to be brave. I mean, even when you meet like a new romantic interest and you're in the talking, dating phase, like the getting to know each other phase, there's still some uncomfortable emotions that can come up, some uncomfortable feelings with even positive changes. Like you get the butterflies in the stomach, you could be feeling anxious, nervous, maybe a bit self-conscious. So that's something to be mindful of, and your higher self is coming through sort of be to reassuring, and with this messenger of action card saying, listen, you got this. Like, you know, embody that courageous fire sign energy, that Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy of being confident, bold, fearless, just going for it. Even if you do feel uncomfortable, even if you do feel self-conscious or worried or anxious, maybe you're sort of like, this is too good to be true, so that sparks some anxiety, whatever the case may be, your higher self is just coming through and reassuring you and saying, it's okay, it's very valid to feel those things. Quite honestly, it's normal to feel those things. But at the same time, you got this. Like, live through the discomfort, accept it as part of the process, accept that change can come with discomfort, even if it's positive, and just sort of go with the flow and take things as it comes, and you're going to come out even better than before, right? Because it is a happy change. And yeah, I think it's just some reassurance there from your higher self. Okay, let's get into some more cards. So we have trust the feeling. Your intuition is strong right now. If something doesn't feel right, trust it. No one else can tell you what's right or wrong for you. Okay, with this trust the feeling card, I really am picking up on the word intuition here. So I do think this happy change in your love life is something that a lot of you have been trying to manifest. Okay, and I think sometimes when we get into that manifestation role, or if we've been praying and asking our guides or the universe, whatever terminology you want to use, and saying like, I need a change in my love life, I'm unhappy, you know, like I need someone who's going to treat me well, that sort of feeling, you know, it's saying trust it. Like, you asked for this, you prayed for it, you manifested it, trust it when it comes, because sometimes when we get what we wanted, sometimes when we get what we wish for, because it can come in quite suddenly, sometimes we can kind of question it and say, well, is this too good to be true? Is this just me being like, you know, sort of like in that wishful thinking mode of, well, I was trying to manifest my soulmate and I'm feeling like a very strong connection with this person, but like maybe I'm reading too much into it, you know, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, and it is perfectly fine to take things slow, but it's saying don't doubt yourself. If you're feeling a connection with someone, trust it, you know, and just go with the flow, because you're always going to stand in your own power. You know, it's not like you manifest your soulmate and you throw caution to the wind and all your boundaries and all of your like sense of rationality just goes out the window. Like, even when you're in the honeymoon phase, you still like communicate your boundaries clearly. You still communicate what your needs are, what your expectations are. So trust yourself, like trust yourself to handle whatever comes your way, even if it's something that you really, really wanted. You know, that sort of saying like, be careful what you wish for, be careful what you manifest, be careful what you ask for. That's kind of coming through, but not in a negative way. Like, you're manifesting positive change, But the universe, your higher self, is kind of asking you, okay, but are you ready to receive this gift? Because we're ready to give it to you, but are you in the right frame of mind to receive it? Because it kind of seems like maybe there's a bit of self-doubt here, like you don't deserve it. And so your higher self just wants to make sure that you know that you are lovable, that you know that you deserve love. Okay, they want you to trust yourself, trust your intuition. There's a little bit of like, a little bit of high priestess energy with this card. Okay, we have old fashioned. Babe, the old school love wins. Don't try to rush the process. It takes time to build a real, solid, healthy relationship. Give it time. Well, it says give him time. I've said this in like every single group. This oracle deck, I really do like it, but it is a bit like heteronormative. So like all of my readings, we're not really focused on gender over here. We're just focused on energy. So I just wanted to clarify this. You can absolutely be a man watching this and resonate with it, or whatever your gender identity is. Doesn't matter. This can still resonate, okay? Okay, so anyway, this here. Okay, so I'm getting the feeling that for a lot of you, honestly, you're single watching this. Some of you will be getting a fresh start in your current relationship, but I'm getting the feeling that most of you are single with this group. And so for those of you who are single, let's say you've been trying to manifest, you've been praying for true love, your future spouse, your soulmate, whatever. When they come in, because I do think it's going to be sudden change, because we have the Wands energy. Also, don't get too far ahead of yourself, okay? Like, trust the manifestation, trust that what you wanted has come through, but just because someone is your soulmate, your twin flame, your future spouse, whatever, you still have to take the time to get to know this person, for them to get to know you, to lay a solid foundation, because you're really building a home together. You're building a life together with this person. And so, because I do think a lot of you are trying to manifest a long-term relationship. And so you want a stable, healthy connection, you know, regardless of whether this connection lasts 6 months or the rest of your life. You want it to be stable. No one wants an unstable, drama-fueled, toxic relationship. I mean, most people don't, unless they just get, I don't know, really bored easily. But yeah, so it's just cautioning you. Your higher self is saying, listen, just take it slow, get to know them, let them get to know you, be genuine, be authentic, and, you know, don't rush the process. Don't be upset if this doesn't go as fast as you want it to, or if, you know, they're moving too fast. It's okay to say, listen, I am uncomfortable. I need this from you, okay? So I think there's a lot here about boundary setting and also respecting, you know, your future partner's boundaries as well. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship currently, that fresh start, you know, maybe previously in your relationship you did rush things and it caused some problems. Just because you moved in together too quickly, or just because, you know, some aspect of the relationship progressed too fast, it doesn't mean that you're stuck in that same energy. You can always pull back. You can always pull back, and sometimes pulling back and getting space from one another is the best thing for any connection. Give each other space, and then you start to develop more appreciation, more gratitude for one another, and it can change an entire relationship dynamic. You know, so just take what resonates with that. Okay, we have Yum. The sexual chemistry is so powerful that he awakened the romantic and animal side. Oh, I'm sorry, the animal inside of you. I thought it said animal side of you. I read it too fast. It can be dangerous if not handled with care. Yeah, I think this is, for some of you, there's too much temptation, I think, to move the relationship physically too quickly. And hey, like, this is just advice from your higher self. You don't have to take it. You have free will, whatever, no judgment, do you. But I think the message here is saying there's going to be a very powerful powerful attraction between you and this new romantic interest, or, you know, sort of a renewed interest with your current partner. But that doesn't mean that you have to rush all aspects of it. You know, I think there's just a call here for balance, whatever that means to you, because what is moving too quickly in a relationship and what is moving too slowly in a relationship can vary wildly, right? Like, we all have different opinions of that. So you're really going to have to sort of tailor that to your wants and needs, as well as your partner's wants and needs. And I think that's really what's going to be the most helpful in all of this, is communication, open communication, and being honest with yourself as well about what you can and can't handle. Because if you move too fast, like physically in a relationship, and you get overly emotionally invested, and it kind of makes you go a little bit cuckoo, you know, and you know that you then go a bit codependent, then that is something to be mindful of, right? Because, you know, even if you do manifest your soulmate, you still have to carry yourself, and you still have to be mindful of, like I said, I feel like I'm saying boundaries a lot, but you do have to be mindful of, you know, how you're showing up in that connection. Because, I mean, just because they're your soulmate, or, you know, your twin flame, whatever, doesn't mean that it's automatically some sort of fairy tale happy ending, right? You still have to do the work. And so I think that message is coming through. And I think also for some of you, even though this is talking about like taking it slow, for a few of you, some of you may go to the other opposite extreme, and you may move so slowly and have such walls and barriers up, and so many trust issues, that it makes it really difficult for anyone to form any sort of meaningful connection with you. I don't think that's for most of you, but that message did come through. So if that resonates more, keep that in mind. And I think for some of you, like I said, if you do feel like with your current partner, for those of you in a relationship, that you did move too fast, or alternatively things are moving too slow, like I said, you can always change the dynamic. You can always change the energy. You don't have to be stuck in one sort of energy. And it's all about communicating what you need and how you feel. And if someone else isn't willing to meet you halfway, then that's another problem entirely, right? But it's certainly not your problem, you know? Like, so you can only do as much as you are able to do from like your perspective. So if you communicate your needs and your wants, and the other person shuts you down, well, that's no longer your problem, that's their problem, but you cannot stay in this connection. But I do think for most of you, like, we got a happy change. We've got the Ace of Abundance. I mean, all of this has been very, very, very positive. I mean, either you're in a relationship and things are getting really, really good and making a turn for the better, or you're single, which I do think most of you are, like I said, and I mean, you are literally getting wish fulfillment. You are getting, your luck is changing, like you are getting your person. Whatever, you know, whatever person you wanted, that's what you're getting. I mean, that's amazing, right? Okay, let's see what else we have, because I feel like I've been going on and on. All right, more fire, confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. Yeah, if you all are an Aries, a Sagittarius, or a Leo yourself, or if that's not a prominent placement in your birth chart, it could be that the person that is coming into your life is a fire sign, or your current partner is, or this is just the dynamic of the relationship between you. You know, I think of like fire sign connections, like that fire energy of being like playful, adventurous, like you go out and you do a lot of things together, you know, you have fun, like it's very lighthearted, you know, you probably like to tease each other, there's probably a lot of witty banter going back and forth. There's a lot of like, I mean, sex is a form of creative expression, okay? So there's, you know, that sort of like physical passion, there's a lot of heat here, right? But fire sign connections also can burn out quickly, right? Because it's very fast, You know, the connection, the attraction is there right away. It can burn bright, but it can also fizzle out just as fast as it sort of exploded. So that's just something to be mindful of. I feel like all of this fire sign energy here with like the Yum card and then the Old Fashioned here is just asking you to sort of find balance between sort of earth sign, grounding, pentacles energy and that fiery wands energy, that physical attraction. Just find balance between the two. Okay, Venus, yes, more love. Venus is the planet of beauty, of love, of partnership, of attraction. It says, give and receive love, find value and see beauty. So also Venus rules Libra, and Libra is the Justice card, the balancing of the scales. So again, balance is key here, okay? Like temper all of this fiery energy. And Venus too, when I think of Libra, Libra is an air sign, so again, communication also important. Even though we don't have Gemini here, I would still say communication is very important. So we have trine. Things are going to be very easy. Things are going to be flowing. There's a lot of good luck here with this connection. Like I said, I got Wheel of Fortune energy before. So there's a lot of spiritual support here. It says angelic support, harmony, and perfect flow. Again, that message of just going with the flow, taking things as they come, because there is going to be a lot of powerful change here. And I mean, the wheel is spinning. The Wheel of Fortune is spinning in your favor. So it's really like, if you have control issues, as best as you can, try to temper that, try to manage that. You know, you cannot control your partner, and you can't just control the pace of the relationship entirely on your own. You know, you have to meet your partner and compromise with them as well. And so we also have Cancer here. So here we go. Here's some water energy to balance out all of this fire. So it says nurture, comfort, and protection. So I love this because Cancer is very soft, deeply, deeply emotional. So your partner could also be a Cancer, sun sign, Venus, Mars, Moon, also a possibility. But Cancer sort of brings in this mothering, nurturing, I want to take care of you. I think of the home. So, you know, you've got all this adventure, but then you also have building a home, building a solid foundation, comfort, safety, security. So how beautiful is that? Like this balance between fire and passion and really kind of like friendship too. And like I said, just this optimism, this hope that this person brings out in you, but also this comforting, emotional depth, this security, this safety, this deep understanding. It's very spiritual over here. So that beautiful balance, right? I mean, it's incredible. I mean, this is going to be such a fulfilling connection. So whether it's a fresh start in your current relationship or it's a new partnership, it's going to be so incredibly fulfilling. It's going to be just, I mean, it really is like this coming together of two souls. And yes, there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of passion, a lot of creativity, but there's also this idea that this connection could have a lot of longevity because you have the balance, you have the emotional connection, you have the friendship aspect, you have the solid foundation, this working together, you have spiritual support. There is a lot of beauty, a lot of love. It could be that a lot of you have a joint soul mission together too. Okay, let's see what else we have. Get grounded. Yeah, that came up again, right? Where's the card? Yeah, with the Old Fashioned. Yeah, get grounded. And I think this person, honestly, I feel that you watching this, maybe you're the person. It could be either way, but one of you is a bit high strung. Like one of you has like a very fast moving mind. You may have a bit of like a control issue, you know, because you think so much, and maybe you fall into that cognitive distortion of like fortune telling, just assuming you know how things are gonna go, and maybe you get disappointed if things don't go that way, or maybe you like panic and freak out. just balance, right? Because I think your partner or you, whichever way it goes, they are more grounded, a bit more slow moving. They are more I think one of you is a bit more spiritual and one of you is a bit more connected to the material world. And that person who's more connected to the material world is a lot more concerned with, sort of the day-to-day responsibilities and like work and things like that. So they may be a bit more distracted from you and a little bit less focused on this connection and sort of the magic of it. And that can in turn make the other person who's more high-strung a bit more sensitive. Take what resonates. But I do feel like one of you is going to come in and be grounding and that safety and security with the Cancer card, going to bring in that nurturing aspect. But your higher self is also calling you to get grounded, connect with nature. This is going to help bring in this person sooner, but it's also going to help you balance your emotions once this fiery, passionate connection begins. Okay, and it says you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. Yeah, so some of you watching are the high-strung person. And listen, I resonate so much with this energy, so please don't take offense to any of this. But your higher self is saying, listen, if you're doubting whether this connection is going to come through, if you're single and you're really down about it, have faith. You're already doing it. You've already put your order into the universe. You've already prayed. And your higher self, your spirit guides, your whole spiritual team is answering the call. Okay? And when this person comes in, for Pete's sake, like, don't question it. Like, just accept that this person is the one that you manifested. It is true love. But it's going to take some time because all good things take time. And that's okay. Like, you're not going to get married overnight. They may not say, I love you overnight. Like, things like that. Like, it takes time. It may take them a while before they recognize their feelings for what they are. This may start off as a friendship first. However it manifests into your life, just accept it for what it is and trust that it will transform in all good time. Okay? And that's for my single people. Okay, let's see what else. I keep saying okay a lot, I'm sorry. Oh, love, yes, see? That's just further confirmation, right? So I do think for some of you, this is going to start off as a friendship. If you're single and you're resonating with that message of you've been manifesting, you've been praying for this person to come in, this is just confirmation from your higher self that even if this person comes in and they're a friend first, trust that it will develop into a romantic partnership in divine timing. Okay. So actually, let's go ahead. I'm gonna shuffle on screen, trying to balance out like pre-pull card and shuffling on screen because I know people have like different preferences. Now you can comment down below what your preference is. I think I will always pre-pull cards just for the sake of time. With like my work schedule and being in school and all of that. Graduate school is no joke, guys. Okay. Neither is also doing an internship on top of all that and working full time. If any of you resonate with that, like you're like, yeah, that's my deal too, comment down below. All right, so pile 3. What is going on with pile 3? Love advice. Love messages, guidance from pile 3's higher self, pile 3's higher self, love messages, love guidance. That didn't take long. Okay. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. For those of you who are single or you're really struggling in your current partnership, stay optimistic. Obviously, things are going to get better. We've had that message over and over again in this reading. For some of you, you're in separation currently. So maybe you were with your partner and you separated, or maybe you're trying to manifest someone from your past, someone that you used to know. You're trying to manifest them as a romantic partner, so maybe you were friends with someone in the past and, you know, it was sort of wrong timing, you know, and now you're trying to manifest them back, whatever the case may be. It's okay. For some of you, it's just saying, yes, you're in separation right now from your soulmate, your future spouse, twin flame, whatever, but that's just right now. Right? What is happening right now is not what is forever. And with this deception card, someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. This is a warning from your higher self to always show up authentically as you. Please don't put on this sort of false mask where you're trying to project what you think this person wants. Just be careful of that. Just be mindful of that. I do think this is a message just for a few of you, but just be careful about that because you yourself are enough, right? Like the person that you're manifesting, the person that you're seeking is also seeking you, right? That's why you are divine partners. So for you to not show up authentically and genuinely as yourself, where is this going to go? Like, what was even the point of all this, right? It's no good if someone loves you if they don't even love the real, true version of you, right? And I do think also with this deception card, for a few of you, you could be in a really unhappy connection currently. And for some of you, instead of having a fresh start in your current connection, that connection is going to end and you're going to be manifesting your actual true divine counterpart. That's just for a few of you. That's a very specific message, but I did hear it, so I did want to mention it. I know that people watching these videos all have, you know, like wildly different situations. It's definitely not as simple of I'm single or I'm taken. I know there are all kind of gray areas in between that. So regardless, stay optimistic because the best outcome for everyone watching this pile is going to pass. It's going to come to fruition because we got the Wheel of Fortune, a happy change. We got the Ace of Abundance. We got love. It's coming through. We got Venus. We got Trine. There's divine support here, okay? So just trust that the best outcome for all, no matter what your situation is coming to fruition. And we got new love bottom of the deck. So like I said, new romantic partner definitely coming in, either for my single people or my people who are unhappy in their current partnership. There is new love, new energy, a new fresh start, a closing of an old chapter, all that good stuff. Okay, and I'm just pushing these cards all over the place. All right, pile three's higher self, love guidance, love messages, love advice from pile three's higher self, pile three's higher self, family. Okay, so for some of you, you are manifesting, you are bringing in the person that you will start a family with. For some of you, when this person comes through, remember when I said this is deeper than just love? Which I know is like, what? But it's deeper than just romantic love. It's friendship. It's a sense of family. It's a sense of loyalty. So even if you don't have children with this person, they feel like family. You know that you can trust them like family. They're loyal. They have your back, or they act like family should act. If you come from a dysfunctional family, like I'm sure that a lot of us feel like we do. But yes, this person is very loving, very supportive, very caring. Self-love is going to help you improve your love life. And your higher self is really wanting you to take care of yourself, see your own value. You know, even if the best, most perfect person came into your life, the best person for you, your perfect match, if you can't love yourself, how are you in a position to receive love from them, right? And it's not fair to them. And listen, we're always learning, we're always growing, we all have stuff we can work on. You don't have to be the best possible version of yourself for this connection to manifest, but at the same time, you should always be actively, in some capacity, being self-reflective, engaging in self-care, working on yourself. You know, we all go through cycles where, you know, maybe we neglect our self-care, we get busy, life is very demanding, but at the end of the day, we all have to see our value to some extent. And if you have very deeply rooted insecurities that you haven't even begun to work on, if you have codependency, trust issues, attachment issues, you know, trauma from your childhood and past relationships, you've been hurt deeply, cheated on. I mean, if you haven't done any sort of work at all, if you constantly criticize yourself, put yourself down, instead of this being a soulmate connection, it's going to end up being karmic. And we don't want that. So try as best as you can to engage in some self-love, to engage in some self-care. And it could be too that when this person comes in, they seem so amazing that again, that doubt, that insecurity bubbles up of, am I good enough for this person? Yes, your higher self wants to stress to you that you are lovable. And again, let go of control issues with strings. Let go of control issues. This may not unfold exactly as you are expecting it to, but just because the story doesn't play out exactly as you expected doesn't mean the ending isn't what you wished for, okay? Hope at the bottom of the deck. Have hope, have faith, have optimism. This is already coming to pass for you. This is coming to fruition. There's no point in doubting it. You're just making yourself miserable. Sorry for some tough love there. And please, like, if you are really struggling with your mental health, if you can afford it, you know, it could be a good time for you to try to seek out some sort of mental health service. But that is definitely up to you. I am not giving you any type of medical advice here, just general suggestion there. Okay, so pile 3's higher self, messages and love guidance, love advice from pile 3's higher self. Pile 3's higher self. Whoa, you wanted to come out, I know you did. Okay, music. Whoa. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my shuffling. There we go. Okay. So we've got moon energy, surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, this fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. Yeah, for some of you, you've just been getting really in your head. You know, you probably have some days where you do trust that what you've prayed for, what you've asked the universe for is coming. And then other days you get really doubtful. Maybe you start to question whether like tarot messages or law of attraction or prayer or spirit guides even exist. Maybe you go like down a whole rabbit hole of self-doubt. This is just saying that is normal. That's okay. It happens to everyone. Everyone has moments of doubt in their faith. It is okay. Just trust that this is the natural ebb and flow of life. Reconnect back to center, whether that's through meditation. You know, music could be helpful, but just reconnect with your center in whatever way that resonates with you. Maybe you go play with your pet. Maybe you take a walk outside. Whatever the case may be, just relax and accept that confusion is part of the process. And then with music, like I said in the beginning, you could be getting a lot of signs and synchronicities from your higher self, from your spiritual team. This is saying that if you're listening to songs, listening to music, there are some messages there from either your soulmate's higher self, like I said, twin flame, future spouse, whatever you're trying to manifest, there may be some messages from them directly or messages from your spiritual team, your higher self, about this connection or about your love life in general. And then with journey, yes. So like I said, this is going to unfold, and let it unfold naturally. Go with the flow. Don't try to control so much of how this goes. It's a process, it's a journey. You have to lay the solid foundation, you have to get to know them, and just let it flow. I don't know how else to say it, but just, you know, if you try to control with the strings card, it's really unfair to your person, honestly. Like, it's not okay to inflict your will upon someone else. So just let it flow, let it flow. All right, so we're getting to the end here. So we've got some self-care messages from your higher self that will help you improve your love life, because like I said, through self-love, you will improve your love life. So we've got nourish your body with high vibing energy. So here she's made a smoothie, but you know, even with nourish your body, it doesn't necessarily just have to mean about eating like healthier foods, foods that give you energy. It doesn't have to just be that. It could also be nourish your body with high vibe energy by not, you know, spending a lot of time with people who drain you, setting boundaries with friends who maybe take advantage of what an empathetic, kind, compassionate listener you are, and they never ask you about your day, kind of thing. Or, you know, maybe you are like me and you watch too many like Real Housewives shows, and you need to take a break from that. Or, you know, maybe you need to have a better like sleep-wake schedule where you have a structured routine of like when you eat, when you go to sleep, when you wake up. You know, so yeah, whatever the case may be, nourish your body with high vibe energy. We have gratitude rampage, list 10 things that you're grateful for. That's pretty straightforward. And we've got journal it out, write how you feel. I will say, if you get into that feeling of self-doubt, of insecurity, even when this connection comes in for you, if you start to feel, you know, there's that like uncomfortable feeling because it is such big, rapid change, write down how you feel. Just get it out of your head, clear out that mental clutter, and you'll have so much more clarity, so much more peace of mind. Okay, so we will end with a Spirit Cats card. So it says meditation. So yeah, there's that recurring theme here, right, of like get grounded, pull back into your center. So it says meet Chutney. One day after a particularly deep meditation, he began to radiate and float. He loves to simultaneously be fully present in his body and his spirit. By simply closing his eyes and observing his breath, he is able to feel what is truly going on within himself. Each subtle sensation becomes vivid, with its own unique texture and energy. His mind is like the wide open sky, and his thoughts are like clouds floating by. He watches them arise and dissipate without judgment. Practice with Chutney and watch your awareness brighten until the life itself becomes a moving meditation. So like that idea of like your life being a moving prayer, also make your life a moving meditation. And also like there's this, I think it's acceptance-based therapy, but there's this exercise in acceptance-based therapy. It's like an offshoot of cognitive behavioral therapy, but it's this leaves on a stream exercise where if you have an unhelpful thought, if you have a repeating intrusive thought that you feel is unhelpful or negative, whatever word you want to use, you picture that thought as a leaf on a stream and you just watch it flow down the stream without judgment. And as it flows away from you, you release that thought with acceptance, right? Without judgment. And so that made me think of that here, because it says his mind is like a wide open sky and his thoughts are like clouds floating by. So like your thoughts being like clouds floating by reminded me of the leaves on a stream exercise. You can Google it. It is something helpful, I think, for everyone to try out, because it's a very simple, very helpful tool if you do struggle with overthinking, anxiety, control issues, that could be something to look into. But yeah, all right, so my pile threes, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated. I hope it brought you some comfort and support. You had a very positive reading, so I'm very excited for you all. Yeah, I think, did I say like, share, comment, and subscribe? I don't remember. Also, turn on the notification bell. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. And yeah, let me know also if you like love readings, if you like videos from your higher self's perspective, just let me know. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next one. Please take care, Pile 3.